Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I am so excited that you're here to catch the weekly replay of my laid-back yet very inspiring conversations with other full-time professional artists. The purpose of this series is to show aspiring artists that it is completely possible to have a great career in the arts. And if you ever want to tune in and have your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just check out the schedule over at facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you there. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly, and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So, if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. This week's episode is a bit of a twist because I am actually being interviewed by California-based artist and past podcast guest, Ekaterina Sky. She messaged me a few days ago asking some questions about TikTok because she was thinking about starting an account herself, so she brought up the idea of us going live on Instagram to talk all about it. And of course, I was all about it. TikTok is my new favorite platform just based on the pure reach you can get by posting one time and having the ability for your content to go viral and your follower count to go way, way up by posting one time. It's amazing. I've never seen such a platform with an algorithm that's so in the user's favor. I am such an advocate for this up-and-coming platform, as I shared about 6 months ago when I first discovered it in episode 37 of the Artist Academy podcast. So if you want to go check that out, it explains the basics of TikTok after I went viral for the first time. And now I'm sharing all of the tips and tricks I've discovered from using it and going viral many times since then. I love this platform and they should really pay me to talk about this. So TikTok, if you're listening, I'm open to suggestions. And I also love that I was interviewed by Ekaterina because she is such a good vibe. We are very similar and giggled throughout this interview. She's just such a positive light, and with everything going on, it's just nice to focus on that and talk to someone that's just so positive and talk about the ways to increase visibility while everyone is currently on their phones so much. But let me know what you think about this week's episode all about TikTok.
I want to introduce you to Andrea. She's an amazing artist and she's very successful on TikTok. And I thought it would be nice for us all to learn about the platform and how it's beneficial for artists or basically for anyone who is looking into expanding their social media platforms.
Yes, amazing. I'm so excited to talk about this too. This is my favorite. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, because I bet many people are questioning themselves, like, is it a good time to start something like this? Like, is it worth my time? So yeah, we have a list of questions that guys we prepared. So should I go with the first one?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. So why is it beneficial for artists to have a TikTok?
So I think it's extremely beneficial because on TikTok, a lot of people say that like the people that really do well on there are creators. So, which are like artists, singers, dancers, people like that. But artists are very much in there. since like that's what we do. We like we create things and show them. And so it's just, I think platforms like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, all of those, I feel like they're just made for us, and they're free advertisement. And so for me, like free advertisement on any kind of social media is just, it's my favorite thing to go on there and just post and then just kind of see what happens and see if I can make a sale without paying for Google ads or paying for an advertisement and stuff like that. So just, I am obsessed with this whole idea of putting free content on a free platform and then getting work from it. And so that's why I really suggest TikTok.
Oh, wow. So you're saying you've been getting work from TikTok?
Yes. So kind of. So
okay.
Let me explain. So with TikTok, to be honest, you have to sift through a lot of young kids. But I think just going in with it, or going into it with that mentality of like, okay, I'm probably going to talk to a lot of 15-year-olds and I'm going to talk to a lot of maybe 17, 18-year-olds, but you will hit some that are like in their 20s and now even in their 30s who are, especially right now with everything that's going on, everybody's at home. And so I've seen a lot of my friends around here like come up on the For You page and I'm like, you didn't have TikTok before this happened, but it's like everybody's getting on it right now. And so I wouldn't say it's too late at all. I think it's still in the infancy stage. But yeah, as you were saying, with work on it, just recently I posted a video on TikTok that was basically talking about how a lot of artists get asked to do things for free. And I basically posted it on there just to like be funny about it. And I knew that it would get attention, and I didn't really expect the reaction that I got. And a lot of people saw that I was being like, oh, I get asked for free stuff all the time. And a lot of people were like, hey, well, do you sell your art? And so a ton of people commented. That video has like 1 million views right now. And it just went nuts. And that was a couple days ago that I posted it. And so what I did was I got on there and I went into the comments, and it has like, I don't know, 2,000 comments on it right now. And yeah, I went in there.
Crazy.
I know, it's just crazy. Like the whole TikTok is just amazing. It just allows content to go viral so easily. And so I got in the comments on there, and I was just like, anybody that was asking if I sold my art or if I did commissions or anything, even if they looked like they were 12, I was like, whatever. I was like, hey, so I wrote back, I was like, message me on Instagram. And so what that did, it got them out of TikTok, and it got them following me on Instagram. So that way we could start a conversation. And a lot of them were like, hey, I only have like $20. Can you paint my pet? And I was like, no. But there were several that were like, hey, like I have like a $100 budget, or like a $200 or a $400 or whatnot. And so I was like, okay, well, now we're getting somewhere. And so I referred a lot of the people to my Artist Academy students who are more just starting out, and they're just kind of taking whatever for like $50 or $100 or whatever. And so I gave a lot to them, but I did keep a couple for myself that I'm going to do. And so just posting that, like one video went viral, and I got so many people contacting me on Instagram, and my Instagram following bumped up. So,
interesting.
Yeah, that's another thing. Whenever people are like, should I do TikTok? I'm like, yes, because everything kind of like goes in a circle, sort of. Like you'll get some followers from TikTok onto Instagram. And you'll get a lot from on YouTube as well. So it just kind of like, it brings them over. Not a ton, because I have like I'm approaching 300,000 followers on TikTok, and there are not
300,000. And how long did it take you to get there?
About 6 months. And it's so funny though, because like all it takes is a couple viral videos for you to shoot up thousands. And so I can post like, I'll do like once a day or twice a day, and like they'll be like okay videos, and I'll get like a few hundred followers. But once one goes viral, it's just like you're getting 20,000 in a week. Wow. And it's nuts. And so it's yeah.
So you're saying viral video. How can like other artists make sure that they create something viral, and how do you manufacture that? Like, is there like a formula, or like how do you do it?
Yeah, I think so. And I love this topic too, because I've really dove into it in the past 6 months of like trying everything. I've thrown everything at it to see what works. And one thing, so I have a lot of tips. So
you're ready for them.
Yes, write them down. So a couple of them. So first off, even so record in a vertical format like we're at right now. But I'd say even if you have like a lot of horizontal videos from way back when, use those, but just crop them a lot tighter. And then you could post them on TikTok. So that way it's something that you can put on there. Because when I first got TikTok, I had so much video content, but it was all in a horizontal format. Because like hardly anything was vertical before Instagram and TikTok.
That's true.
Yeah. So I was so annoyed. I was like, I have so much video, but it's not in the right format. So I would say whenever people go to post on there, use your old content first and just throw stuff up and see what works. But edit it. I have an editor. It's called InShot. And you can edit. Yeah, all you have to do is upload your horizontal video on there, and then you zoom in, and then you can create. Yeah. So I always tell people never upload anything with like the black lines. You know how even if you zoom in into a square, you'll have black above and below. There's this little thing on there to where it makes it like a blur of color. I'll always do that. That way, it's not just like black. Right. And I think that helps quite a bit. And so yeah, always keep your videos under 15 seconds. And for me, I aim for 10 seconds. And that's basically because like everybody's attention span is so short, especially kids these days.
And the younger the generation, the shorter it is.
Exactly. And so you want to like entertain as fast as possible. You want to get it out and just be as entertaining as quick as possible. And you want to make your video rewatchable. And so a really good tip that I've noticed to do that is like if a lot of us have time lapses, and so I'll do a time lapse and I'll speed it up to be start to finish to be about 7 seconds. And which a lot of people, the biggest mistake I see is people will put stuff on there and it'll be like 20 to 25 seconds, 30 seconds of a time lapse. And that's just way too long. Like nobody want to watch it.
20 seconds is too long.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a very good tip. Good to know.
Yeah. I think for Instagram, I think like 15 seconds is good. Or like 20. It just depends. If you're like here, there, everywhere doing stuff, but like really nobody, like we're the only ones that care about adding little tiny details to the clouds and then the landscape and that like people just want to see like that you created something really, really quickly. And so I always try to do a really quick time lapse, about 7 seconds, and then I'll take a photo of the finished one or like a short video, and I'll do like 1 to 2 seconds of the finished shot of it. And what that does, it gives them like a 1 to 2 second like final look at it. And a lot of people will then rewatch that whole video just to see that final look in the end. And that's what you want.
Okay, so in the beginning, you give it 1 to 2 seconds. Then about...
Nope.
Or no. 7 seconds of time lapse. And then in the end, you give the 1 to 2 seconds of the final look.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, it gets you at about 10 seconds in there. So you need like 7, 8, 9 seconds of time lapse maybe, but then it gives you about 10-second range. And then, so how the TikTok algorithm works is however long someone's watching your video is the more that TikTok is going to push it out. So if you get people rewatching your video, it's even more. So you want to you just want to make a really interesting video and make people want to rewatch it over and over again. That's the goal. That's to go viral. Cool. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is very important tip because my first video on TikTok, I think I have 2 videos in there. Like one of them is horizontal, and I was like, why doesn't it work? No.
Yeah.
And then I kind of give up on it. So I'm happy that we are kind of going back to it, and now I know what to do.
Yeah.
So I ask you, is there a specific format that should be done? You answer that. And how often should one post?
So I would say a minimum of once a day, but the TikTok algorithm is set up in such a way that it I'd say 4 times a day is like if you're really serious about it. And which seems like a lot, but yeah, I know. But like I do twice a day, but I have a trick to this as well. Okay. So I'll just batch record. So usually about every Monday, night or like Monday or Tuesday afternoon, I'll take about a half a day and I'll just create a bunch of content and I'll just video, and then I'll edit it that night and I'll store it in my drafts in TikTok so that way it lasts me 1 to 2 weeks. And that way I'm not creating any other time. I can just post and that's it. So just like, that way you can like get all cute and then make your videos. And like, it's so funny because like, I'll like change shirts as well sometimes. So it looks like I'm like, it seems so silly. But I was like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try this because I started to see it coming over into Instagram and I was like, well, I don't want to pay for Instagram ads. I would rather just take some time and just kind of really go at it. But I'd say like twice a day. And you also had a question that was like, what's the timing of day? And really, I'm not sure exactly, but I do like one in the morning, afternoon, and one in the afternoon, night. So just kind of split it up like that.
And it kind of makes sense because, you know, we say like that, well, Instagram is for millennials and then TikTok for Generation Z. And so they're all the time on their phones, right? So like, we can literally post at any time of the day and there will be a response. So that absolutely makes sense. And so you said like you film it in one day. Like, do you have drafts that you kind of write out what you're going to do beforehand? Or it's like right there at the spot, you decide what you're going to do?
So lately I started to I have like a little note section in my phone where I'm like, I'll like put down like TikTok ideas. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. But a lot of those come from just being on TikTok and just like scrolling, and someone will have like a song or something will make me think of a good idea to do, and I'll just kind of write it down. But like mostly, yeah, it's not super thought out, but it's mostly just taking someone else's content and like completely changing it and making it my own. And on that too, I just pay attention to like if you hear a song like several times in a day when you're scrolling, that means it's a trend. And so if you use that song in your video, TikTok is way more likely to push it out because it's a trend.
I see. So you basically take that song and you basically build something on that.
Yeah.
So the videos that you pre-record, do you have music already set there, or do you wait for the trends that are going to happen that day, and then you put that music on top?
So usually I'll just record, and then I'll just kind of find whatever trend is happening. Usually a trend will last for like a week, though. So even if you like make it like a week prior, then that's okay. Yeah.
Wow, you're like giving us gold here. Thank you.
I'm obsessed.
And you're very inspiring because I'm like, after this, I'm probably going to go and make a TikTok, you know? And, okay, so do you know, like, there's like, so yesterday somebody wrote to me, this is outside of our questions, let me know if you want to answer it or not. Okay. Somebody messaged me and they were like, you know, there's this like privacy, like the information breach issues that are happening with TikTok, that like they get access to all your information or whatnot. Do you know anything? I don't know much about it. Do you know anything about it? And do you know if you can somehow like limit it, or like
I haven't really heard about that. I think with any kind of social media, though, with Instagram, Facebook, and because there was a thing going around about Facebook Messenger a long time ago, too. How everybody was like, you can't give them permission to access your photos because then Facebook will have all of your photos and stuff. And I'm like, I don't, like, there's nothing for me to hide really much. Right. So I'm like, I don't care. Facebook can look through my photos.
Yeah. So as an artist, my only concern always is like, you know, like, will they get access to my original photos, and like, do they have copyrights to it now? You know, like kind of like the preservation of the art itself. Like, I wonder if there's like any aspect, because I don't know if you remember, there was this app called Vero. It was like a social media app, similar concept to Instagram/Facebook, and they didn't do well because like they were owning the rights to your images, and so people just like completely like didn't want to be a part of it. But I guess here just like them being able to access it, and somebody told me like if you have a family member who's like in the army or like so like just like then or in the governmental job, so like then don't have a TikTok. But I mean, I already have it, so they already have all of my information. So.
Yeah, I don't, maybe I should be a little bit more careful about that stuff, but I don't even think about it. Like a lot of people
I know.
are kind of think about, I don't know, like, well, even with like putting your photos on a website, people
Right.
like you have to show people what they want to buy, and so anybody can take it at any time, and like that's not too big of a problem for me, but I know there's so many artists that have problems with that, and you can just write to them, get it taken down. But I think like if you're not being copied, if your work isn't being stolen, then you're not popular enough.
It's so true. It's so true. Like honestly, in the beginning of my career, I remember I would get upset when somebody like would take my painting and they would like redo it, or like I know like I would be like, this is not fair, you know. I put so much work into it, but now I'm actually honored, and it's like it really warms my heart, you know, to see like the remake of my work. And guys, by the way, if you have any questions about TikTok for Andrea, please feel free to write them in the comments. We would love to answer them. And another question I have for you, because you said you're making them all in like one day, like all the TikToks in one day. So as an artist, you know, like every artwork kind of like has its like it takes so long sometimes to make a painting, right? It can take like up to like a month even. And like, so if, for example, you have a work that takes longer, so you make sure to record vertical videos throughout. How do you do that?
Yeah, so luckily my Instagram husband is well trained. So all the time I'm like, babe, can you help me with a video real quick? And he'll like put down his video game or whatever he's doing. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, stand here. This is what I want it to look like. 5 seconds. And then I'll do it. And he'll literally record about 5 seconds of me painting. And then I'm like, okay, go stand over there. And I'm like, paint over here. And then I ask him to get closer as well. Or I can hold it in front of the brush. And I just take like 3 to 5 second clips of me in just different positions, close, far away. And then like I'll do that in the beginning, kind of a middle, and then kind of an end. And either I'll do it or I'll have somebody else do it. And then I cut those down. I was actually just making a TikTok video right before we hopped on here. And I was editing and I was like, oh, I should probably tell them how I edit. So I take like 1 second clips. So the brain just needs to be so occupied at all times with video. Like if you watch a commercial for like Pepsi or literally anybody that's like high action, it's like 1 second clips the whole time, and like we don't even really notice it because we're just so entertained. But if you like really look at the camera work of a lot of the commercials, it's like 1 second clips. And a lot of the mistakes I see with artists, it's like they have like one clip for 5 seconds and then another clip for 5 seconds and then another, and it's just like no, like keep us entertained, keep us guessing. So I'll take the 3 to 5 second clips that he takes in different positions, and I'll just put it 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, and then I'll do the final result, and it's all under about 10 to 15 seconds.
So you're saying that it's basically enough to take a video in the beginning, middle, and end, and it doesn't have to be like the middle, 10% in, 20% in, like it doesn't have to be like all this, like every single stage. It basically like it's enough to have just like the 3 of those.
Yeah, and you can like
that makes it easier.
Yeah, because like in the beginning when I first started doing time lapses, like if it got messed up in the middle, I was like, or if I had to like go on a lunch break or if my phone died or something, I was like, oh, it's over. Like they're gonna miss the whole middle. Like they're not gonna. But no, they just want to see you starting something and then maybe a little bit in the middle and then finishing it. And because the ending is like the end of every movie is what everybody talks about, kind of a thing, you know,
right.
or like the drama in it. Oh, and that's another thing. If you can add drama into your videos in any way, that's just like a sure thing to get kids to comment on it, which basically boosts everything. So when I mean drama, like, so my first video that ever went viral, it got like, I think it's at like 8 million views now. And it's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. And I'm just like, holy gosh. But
imagine
I
8
added
million people in one room. Impossible. Like, what?
I know. And in my mind, like, there are a lot of kids on there, but it only takes one person to see that video and be like, oh, I want to hire her. You know, whether it's like, you know, like somebody in some other city that's trying to make street art in their city or wants to buy something, it only takes one person, even though you got to sift through a lot of kids. But yeah, my first video, it was actually, so I painted these wings on a wall, and it got painted over, and so I had to paint it on the next street across from it. And luckily I videoed the whole thing because I was like, this is going to be a good video. And so I was really torn up about it, but I was like, whatever. Like, so I actually videoed them painting over it. And then I had my Instagram husband video me painting the new one. And so like that was drama. Like people were like, what? They painted over your artwork? And then actually a lot of people were like, well, the top comment on there was someone telling me that I shouldn't be painting on something without permission anyway. And I was like, okay, but it's drama, whatever. They made my video go viral.
Bad or good publicity, it's a good publicity.
Exactly.
In a way, yeah, like whatever people want to think.
Yeah.
But that sucks that they had to cover your artwork. Oh my God, my heart is aching. It's like I can't even imagine like watching it too. Like you were there.
I know. And it was like my first ever street art piece too. And I was just like,
no.
Oh. But I like worked it out so I could paint it literally right across the street. So I was like, whatever, It takes another 2 days to paint, but it's still there again. And I went viral because I jumped up 100,000 followers on TikTok in like a few days because of that one video. And I was like, everything happens for a reason.
And for a good one.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. I'm gonna go after on TikTok and watch it. What is your TikTok? So people can know here so they can find it. What's your TikTok username? It's Art by Andrea Earhart. It's the same as my Instagram, same as my everything. Awesome. I'm gonna go after and I'm gonna watch that video.
You have to scroll down quite a bit, but it's way down there.
Two videos a day makes sense.
I took a break there for like a month and a half, and it's just that platform is so cool because every time I get on, like you're seeing like celebrities hop on there for the first time, and it's so cool to see something in its infancy, like just starting. Because like Justin Bieber got on there like a few weeks ago or something, and you like he got on the For You page, and you go to his page, and that was the first video he ever posted, and now like he has like 10 or 20 or whatever. But it's just so cool to see something start because we have Instagram that everybody's on now, Facebook everybody's on, and we've had these around for 10 years, you know, and this is a brand new platform. It's just so cool to get in it early.
And do you find it's overwhelming sometimes to have so many different platforms, and because they're like all in different formats too?
Yeah.
Like how do you bridge that? And yeah.
So my like favorite advice that I've kind of like come to just know in the last year, I'd probably say, like, because like there's LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, all that. I always tell people like pick two things or like one or two and just be like badass at those two things, and then post on other things as well, but like just pick two things and be really good at them. And so mine are Instagram and TikTok, and I post things on Facebook too, because like Instagram and Facebook is basically the same kind of content, and TikTok, so I don't shoot in horizontal anymore at all. Just because, just because I was trying to do the YouTube thing and I just couldn't get it going. Like YouTube, it's so hard. Like props to you. Like I've seen your YouTube grow and I'm just like, how is she doing this? Like it's so hard.
I'm honestly, it's really hard, and the only reason I put videos on there is just so I can link it to my website and to my newsletter. Yeah,
that's how I started too. I was just like, I'll just throw stuff on there and see what happens. Like, no, I have like 400 followers on there, and I'm like, how do I have 400 followers on there and 300,000 on TikTok?
I know, it doesn't make any sense.
That's it.
But I wonder if you can actually like create a video on your TikTok about your YouTube video and be like, let's see how much up we can put it. Like, let's see how many more followers we can bring there.
Yeah.
Or something like this that can actually connect the platforms.
Yeah. So some people, I see it sometimes. I'm not sure how well it works, but it's got to work decently well. Because I see one person, like they'll film like a crazy video, like a dog jumping off of something about to land in the water or something crazy where you want to see the end. And then at the end, it's like, go to my Instagram to see the end. And I'm like, that's lame. But so I'm annoyed. I'm not going to go do that. But I'm sure a lot of people will.
It's true.
Because they want to see the end of it. And I'm like, okay, props to you though. I hope that works for you.
Wow. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, like if you have nothing to do, you'll probably go and see what's happening. But sometimes like you're so into something and they don't show you that. And you're like, damn it. And like, or they're like, even in your store and they're like, go check it in my profile or like in my bio. I'm like, damn it, okay, fine. Like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my only concern always is like, what happens if, like, for example, Instagram fails? There's like no more Instagram, or like the account disappears because it's basically like renting space at somebody's building, right? Like it's not something that we own. So that's like a little like scary. So like I feel like having TikTok or like any other platform that kind of like balances it out. So if you, for example, lose one or whatever, there's still a way, like you still have connection to people who love your art and love what you do, so you can bring them to the other platform, like if you need to rebuild that account, for example.
Yeah, so true. Which I hope never happens. I actually just had a friend who posted on Facebook and said that her Instagram got hacked and now she has nothing. And I was like, oh girl.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah.
By the way, I received an email saying like, oh, you know, we want to verify you on Instagram. So why don't you send us a photo of you holding this like piece of paper with a code on it and like with your passport photo and your link. But please send us your password and your username to your Instagram. But do not change it until you get the blue check mark. What?
And you see it at first, like in the caption, you're like, I got verified. Dang it. Like, dang it. I just got an email today from someone. It's like, I get the same kind of email sometimes of like someone who wants to buy art, but it's going to ship it to his wife in Tanzania or whatever. And he wants to spend $5,000. And I'm just like, I get at least once every like couple months, I get a stupid email like that. And the first couple times I entertained it, I'm like, okay, this could be real. And then they're like, hey, please send your PayPal account. Like, well, I'm like, go away. Yeah, scammers.
Oh, that's frustrating. But is there, by the way, like my story, the countdown was until now, like until 5:30.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything else you would like to share with us about TikTok and like any other tips or tricks, or kind of like don't give up if it doesn't work, or like things like that?
Yeah, I would say the first couple of times just like start putting stuff out there and from what you already have, like I kind of mentioned, but just look at other artists that are similar to you and see what they're doing, like, and really overanalyze like their content and to like okay, so first up, go on their page and you can scroll down and you can see if something has like 10,000 views, 100, or a million. And so just go and like look at it all and try to see like what made that big video go big. And a lot of times it's because it's short, or it might be really long and it tells a story. Because a lot of times if you tell a story on it, people want to know the ending. And so they stay for the ending. And it's actually, it's really interesting too. Like, so there are several TikToks. It annoys me so much, but it's the simplest thing that the artists do. So they'll draw a circle on a piece of paper, and then they'll color in that circle with like a marker or paint or something, and people will watch it until they see that whole circle colored in, because their brain is like gotta fill in the blank. And it's like, it's crazy psychology of it. And I've seen like people post all these cool things and then they do one of those videos and that gets 100,000 views. And I'm like, oh, it's just.
And you spend months painting a painting and you're like, what?
I know. It's crazy.
So basically to study other people art videos and stuff, it's very important. So basically, my only concern is that like, so you're saying that we do need to put time and effort into learning the platform first, right? And then like kind of like trying and seeing what works best.
Yeah,
so like
for sure. Like, and I would say like just decide, like maybe like throw some stuff up there maybe, and then just really decide like if you like to make videos, because I personally love video so much. I love to tell a story. I love the psychology behind it. Like I said, like people wanting to know the end, like I like it. And so a lot of people, if they prefer writing and they don't like video, like even if you're scared of it a little bit, like it's okay to get over that little scaredness. Like I hated video at first, now I love it. But I'm like, I would much rather make a video than write a blog. But if someone would rather write a blog than a video, then like, I mean, just kind of do what you want, do what you like. Because like if you have to force it, it's gonna show. If you don't like making video, like deep down in you, it's not gonna be good content.
Right. And would you say that you use the content that you create for TikTok on Instagram? Like, is there like a benefit for the two of them?
Yeah, and really just because people on Instagram are very similar to TikTok in that a lot of the times it's time lapses anyway, and I would post that on Instagram. a lot of the times people will be like, think they're really silly. If I post some on Instagram that are really meant for TikTok, if they're like very like TikTok song and like TikTok trend, people will be like, that's cool, but I don't really understand it, but whatever. Like it's a kind of a cool video. And so I'll get some likes on it. Instagram really is a photo app. I've noticed like I get way more stuff on my photos than I do video, but I think post it to both. Like that's what I've been doing, and I think it just because it just keeps you top of mind to a lot of people. And also one more tip, I've noticed like going to like watch the like top dancers on TikTok. They put a lot of emotion into their dancing, and like that like every day they don't wake up with like I'm gonna do a TikTok video today, like just like we don't wake up to like I'm gonna make a TikTok video today of a painting, like. And so I always think of that, like I watch them and I'm like, okay, I need to put emotion into my video. So I'm always smiling, like, and it's like overdoing it almost, because people feed off of that. And it makes, like, if you are in such a good mood and you're so excited, like, it makes them excited and it makes them like your content. It makes them want to follow you because they're like, oh, she's positive, I want to be positive. And even though if I might be like having like an okay day, I'm going to be like amazing on TikTok. So it's a little fake,
like, hello.
But yeah, exactly. Hello, guys. But yeah, like people like positive people.
Right. You want to elevate others' energy, especially, I mean, now, like things are a bit different, and things are hard, and we want to see positivity for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to do that. And Andrea, thank you so much. Really, so many amazing tips. I know that it's going to take me a lot of work and try to figure it out, but I'm going to try and see how it goes. And guys, if you have any questions for Andrea or for me, please feel free to reach out. As well, Andrea, you have a Facebook page, right? Art Academy?
Yes, the Artist Academy. But yeah,
the Artist Academy.
Yeah, just message me here on Instagram if you guys need any help with anything. I am super active in my direct messages, and so I will message you back with all kinds of tips and stuff. But yeah, I would say you need just like last parting words, because a lot of people are like, I don't know if I'm going to be on, or if I want to go to TikTok. Because like, I would just say like the kids were on Facebook first, the kids were on Instagram first, now the kids are on TikTok first. And I just think that's such a trend to watch, because the younger minds are way more open to things than older minds. It takes, like now, like our grandmas and grandpas are on Facebook, but back then they were like, I'm not doing that. And just know that like us as artists, we're in it for the long game. So, and I even think about like, if a little kid is following me on TikTok now and they're 15 or they're 17 and whatever, like, and they're going to be following me for the next couple years or more, to where when they're 25, I'm still going to be an artist and they're going to have a great job and they're going to be like, I've been following this girl for forever. I'm going to buy her art because I know her, so we're in it for the long game.
That's a long-term strategy right there. I love that.
I'm always thinking about tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now. Like, I'm hardly ever today, which I'm working on. But yeah.
I love that. And so I have one more question for you. Would you, because like we are artists, right? So like creating a TikTok, do you have art in every single video, or sometimes you make them like, like with dances or like, like other things that are not related to art to mix it up, or should you be sticking to just like art?
Oh, you don't want to see me dance. like the lip syncing videos. No, I just stay in my lane. Because everybody like, because on there, like, I've noticed a lot of people, like, if they aren't dancers too, like, they'll try to do the dancing videos and like, they're just not as good as the professional dancers who are on there. Like,
right.
And so I know my strengths, and so I just stay with it. Like, singing and dancing for me.
So you focus just on art. So in every video, there's something that has to do with art, with your art. Yeah, for sure. And I wouldn't focus either on just like if I make a video of this butterfly back here, I'll make another one of it like a month from now. But I'll make it in a different way. So another trick? So like what I've started, because I just started running out of content ideas, and so I've taken finished paintings and I'll like pretend to paint them
And so I'll do a close-up shot and then a middle shot and then a far-away shot. And the way you can create that in video, it looks like you're creating something from scratch. So you don't necessarily have to start something new. You can literally take something you've already painted, pretend like you're painting it, but do it in sections. So that, like, I'll paint up here, and then I'll paint down there, and then I'll paint the side, and then you back up, and it's like, oh, look what I just painted. And in the video, it looks like it. And it's fake, but it's content, and
it's still your painting.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's genius. Yeah, because, I mean, like, what do you do, like, if you didn't record TikTok video for the beautiful art piece that you already have? Yeah, I guess that's the way to go. That's a very good trick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. And by the way, Andrea, congratulations on your wedding.
Thanks. Yeah, it was so fun.
I was looking at your honeymoon. That looked incredible.
Yeah, it was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. It was amazing. We had so much fun.
Wow. And you saw guys penguins.
Yeah. So much art inspiration.
Do you think you'll be creating a penguin painting in the future? Or?
I'm currently creating a seal painting right now, but like, yeah, it's like
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's like a big seal that has a bunch of rainbow colors. I'm still trying to figure out the rainbow, but yeah, I was just so inspired by everything down there. Everything's so wild, and the animals come right up to you. It was amazing. Oh, how was your trip to Asia? I loved all of your photos and everything.
Oh my God, that was incredible. Honestly, like I think best time of my life to travel and paint and learn about different animals that are in need of conservation and like how people treat animals and what are environmental issues. Honestly, there was like a lot of sad parts to my trip just to see how the environment is and how we are treating nature. And every place we went to, people were like, it's absolutely new. Like it's never been like this before. Like there were like floods, fires, like earthquakes. Like it was just like very intense throughout like our whole trip in 6 months, but as well being able to bring in life to those places was absolutely incredible. So yeah, absolutely loved it. I miss it, and I can't believe it that we came back from travels 2 months ago and now we're at home and we can't leave the house. like it's just so crazy.
Yeah,
it makes me so grateful for everything.
For sure. Yeah, well, you'd be so happy to know, like, they preserve Antarctica and the wildlife. Like, they are crazy about it. They're like, you cannot get within 5 meters of the penguins. You have to stay there. If they come to you, that's fine. You cannot touch them. Like, they are crazy about it. And I'm like, good. Like, that's how it should be. Like, everybody, they're so protective. And so it's just amazing to see.
Oh my God. Actually, we did saw penguins too when we were in Cape Town in South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there was this one penguin. He was so cute, and it was like, he was sitting there, and he just like sat down. I was like, let me take a selfie, and I was like, I'm putting the phone up, and he was literally like, he came closer to me, and like I literally had a selfie with a penguin, and we were just hanging out. I think it was one of the happiest moments of my life.
They're so cute.
They're so cute.
They're smelly little creatures, though.
They are very smelly.
It's okay, though.
So smelly. I don't mind either.
Yeah, exactly.
I would kiss them if I could, Like, they're so cute.
Same. I wanted to just put one in my backpack and bring it home. It would be happy with me.
I know. But, it was absolutely incredible to see them and like in their natural habitat too, something magical. And I hope to go to Antarctica one day. Yeah. Like that would be on my list for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if they need any murals there, but
I checked. I was okay, I gotta hit all the continents, and they were like, no. Okay, I just had to ask. But yeah, they're making it more and more accessible in the next couple years. They're doubling the amount of ships that have gone down there previously. Just like in the next 2 years, it's all being doubled. So it'll be a lot easier.
So you can paint on the ship.
I asked. They were like, if I would have brought paint, they would have let me. But we just couldn't find any paint and anything. Right. So I was like, okay, it's fine.
Wow. Wow. I don't blame you. I probably would have too.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, Andrea, thank you so much once again. It was incredible to talk to you on live and just chat and learn about TikTok. I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Hey, yeah, you're always good vibes. We always can just giggle together. This is great.
I love it.
We're going to meet in person one day.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, me too.
When everything is over?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be in. Are you in California still?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm in California, in LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be there at some point. I'll for sure
Yes,
look
we
you
can
up.
paint a mural together.
Yes. Oh.
Oh my God, let's do that.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Well, it was so good talking to you again, and I hope we should do it again too in another 6 months or so.
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
See ya. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time 6-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly, and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own 6-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So, if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. If you review our podcast and send a screenshot of that review to me on Instagram, I am at @ArtByAndreaEarhart. I will then promote your art on my story and tag you as a little thank you for helping me grow this podcast and our Artist Academy community. I have a reach of over 50,000 on Instagram, so this is a little help me to help you incentive. Also, if you ever want your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just hop on over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy to check out the schedule every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you next week.